Having a good crosshair placement is one of the most important skills in Valorant, and yet many players can't master it. Sometimes when you die in game, you usually put the blame on many things, for example the internet, your teammates, or even your sensitivity, that you should change it to a higher one or a lower one. However, most of the time when you're holding an angle or you are peeking and lose the duel, it's because your crosshair placement sucks. Welcome to another video of my channel. My name is Kip, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to master crosshair placement completely in 2025. Let's not waste time and head right into the video. Okay guys, let's start from the basics. First of all, you have to have a good crosshair. Mine here is a Sion crosshair, which is a really good crosshair if you have played the game for around 2 or 3 years and if you're good at the game. However, if you're a completely new player to the game, there are a bunch of other crosshairs you can also try. Let's see which ones I have, like this one, which is a plus crosshair, a pretty good one to play, or many other crosshairs which I have a video on my channel. On that video I showed around, I guess, 5 crosshairs which is used by pro players and are 5 of the best crosshairs ever in game. The notif will pop up right here, and I will also put the link of the video on the description, so please make sure to check it out. Right now let's assume that you got a good crosshair. After that, you have to try to put your crosshair on the middle of the screen like this. I see many iron players or bronze players, or the one who are new to the game, Valorant or any FPS shooter games, they aim at the ground like this, which is completely wrong. If it reduces your reaction time to kill the enemies, when your crosshair is on the middle of the screen, not only you can kill the enemies much easier, but also you can go for the heads of the enemies. Valorant is a FPS shooter game like CS, and in both games the point is to kill enemies as much as possible, and the best way to do it is to headshot them. When your crosshair is on the middle of the screen, you can headshot enemies much easier rather than when your crosshair is on the ground. See how much time it takes for me to headshot the enemy when my crosshair is on the ground? See? 1, 2, 3. Takes a lot of time, okay? However, if my crosshair is on the middle of the screen, for example, I want to kill this bot, easy. Even though I whiffed, but you know, it's much easier when your crosshair is on the middle of the monitor. Another tip if you are new to the game is to try to play the game as much as possible and try to learn maps. When you learn maps, you will eventually figure out where to put your crosshair, where to expect enemies to come from, and much more. You know guys, one of the things that I really like about Valorant is that Riot Games put some hints in game for us to have a better crosshair placements. For example, this box, guys, right here. This is a completely normal box, which is also a great off angle and a campus spot for the defenders to play in. Also, there's another use of these boxes too. We have lots and different boxes, not only in Lutus but in all of the Valorant maps. If you stand right next to the box, as you can see, the height of the agent or the character in Valorant is equal to this height of box. So it means that when you have, for example, when you're in game and playing and when you don't know where to put your crosshair, you can use these boxes to adjust your crosshair placement. Let's say that I want to like rush A and I know that there's a guy camping in here. As you can see, it's not only the box in A site, this one is also equal to the height of the agents. Also, this 2 box in the C, you can adjust your crosshair based on the height of the first box. In Haven, for example, in A site we have this box. Right here. In C site in Heaven we have this generator. It's not a box, it's a generator, which is also equal to the head of all the agents in Valorant. And we also have this box right here, which is the same. It's not only about 1 or 2 maps. All the maps in Valorant have these kind of boxes where you can adjust your crosshair to them mid-game to help you land headshots much easier. Okay guys, the next part is where to put your crosshair when you're holding an angle. Let's say that you know the enemy is going to slowly walk into the site or the angle that you're holding, like this, or with gun, which is slower, like this. Okay? In these cases, when you're holding
Right here.
this angle, for example, you have to put your crosshair and aim close to the wall, like one crosshair away from the wall. This is one crosshair away, something like this, okay? So when the enemy walks into your crosshair, you can just tap and easily kill them. However, if you have the information that the enemy is going to wide swing you, if they're going to wide swing you, you hear the footsteps usually. So if they're going to wide swing you like this, and you hear the sound, this is where the sound cues are really important. Instead of putting your crosshair close to the wall, you have to put it a bit far and further from the wall, like this. So when the enemy wide swings you, when they come into your crosshair, it's just an easy tap, like this, an easy kill. If the enemy is wide swinging and you have your crosshair close to the wall, like this, it will take a lot of time to flick it, and it's really hard to land your shot in this situation, and usually you whiff and the enemy kills you easily. Okay, what if we don't have the information whether they're going to wide swing or they're going to jiggle peek or shift walk into our holding angle? In this case, you have to aim somewhere between the past two scenarios that I just told you. Well, the first one is when the enemy is like jiggle peeking or they're like walking slowly, you have to close to the wall. The second one was when they're like wide swinging, you have aim like a bit wider, like this. In the case that you don't know the plan of the enemy or even their type of play, you have to aim somewhere between like here. So if they walk into your crosshair, you can easily micro adjust and tap. If they wide swing, you have to easily micro adjust and tap. Okay, this was crosshair placement for holding angles. However, crosshair placement for peeking angles is much more different. Let's say I want to peek A long. When you want to peek an angle, generally any angle, first of all you have to pre-aim where you want to peek. Let's say that I want to peek a lobby. When you want to peek, you have to pre-aim and pretend like you have a wall hack, okay? You have to put your crosshair on the wall and slowly peek the angle like this. As you can see, I didn't flick or micro adjust or anything. I didn't even touch my mouse at the end at all. It's because I had a good crosshair placement. No matter what your sense is, whether it's high or low or anything, crosshair placement is something that you develop when you play more and more games. So let's recap it once again. When you want to peek an angle, you have to pre-aim and just pretend and think that someone is here, okay? Even if they're not, just think that way, that oh, someone is there, I have to be ready. And when you slowly go, and there it is, my crosshair right at the head level of the enemy. If someone picks it, I just tap my mouse button without moving it like this, like crazy. I just tap and get the kill easily. Well guys, Valorant is a game of prediction, and to have a good crosshair placement, sometimes you have to predict and guess where the enemies will peek. How will they peek, like jiggle peek or wide swing based on their playstyle, and where they peek. And believe me or not, there are some situations you can put your crosshair based on the utilities the enemy use or the ults they use, and you can predict where to put your crosshair. For example, one of the most popular boosts with Sage Wall is on B Ascent wheel, which usually players come up to this wall like this and put their wall like this, which, as you can see, I came all the way up here, and you can see many different angles from the side. You can even peek market from here and get get them unexpectedly. However, this wall is really overused, and mostly all of the players know how to counter it. Let's say that you are a defender and playing inside of the B site. When you hear a sage wall coming inside the B main, you must know that it's this kind of wall which will help them to boost up and get frags from this window. So, when you hear the sound cue of the sage wall right there, you have to put your crosshair here. So when they peek, you can punish them. Another example for putting your crosshair based on the utilities that enemy use is this overused jet combo in again Ascent B-site window. Many jet players, when they have ult in Ascent site B, when they ult and when they updraft, they usually updraft this window like this and get picks. This is a really good angle to get kills from, and jets always use this in Ascent. Let's say you're playing in B site again, this time like in stairs. When you hear a jet ultimate and jet updraft, you have to know that they are picking from this window, okay? You have to expect it. So when you hear a jet ult and jet updraft, come here and put your crosshair on this window. And usually their head is visible, you can just tap them easily. The last tip to improve your crosshair placement in Valorant is to improve your micro adjustments. What are micro adjustments? Micro adjustment is basically flicking from one target to another target which are close, like this. I did it slowly, but you can like do it faster like this. These are called micro adjustments. You might ask, why is it related to crosshair placement? I mean, crosshair placement doesn't have anything to do with flicking or sensitivity and other things, right? Well, that's true. However, even if you're the best player in the world, let's say you're Aspas or you have the skill levels of 10s, in your games there will be situations that you mess up your crosshair placement. It happens to the best of us, okay? And when you mess up your crosshair placement, let's say you are holding an angle like this, and you mess up your crosshair placement, and like the enemy peaks wider or shorter. On that situation, you have to have a good micro adjustment and flick the enemy like this, which are short flicks, and kill them. There are many ways to practice your micro adjustments, third-party applications like Kovacs, AimLab, and you can even train it in-game with these practice bots. One last tip to improve your crosshair placement is to try to watch VODs and gameplays of pro players in different maps. For example, watch some gameplays in Ascent, some in Icebox, in Lotus, I don't know, in Sunset, and see how they are playing, where they are putting their crosshair when they're peeking or when they're holding an angle, and where do they put it on different situations and on different parts of the map. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching up until here. I hope that these tips will help you to have a better crosshair placement in your next games. My name is Kip, and once again, thank you so much for watching the video. Please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe my channel if you enjoyed watching this video until here. Write a comment if you have any question about the video, I would appreciate it and I will be willing to answer all of them. Please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe my channel. I'll see you in my next videos. Goodbye.